Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Strange Affair by Peter Robinson, narrated by Ron Keith and directed by Kathleen Gormley. This book is copyrighted 2005 by Eastvale Enterprises, Incorporated. This recording is copyrighted 2005 by Recorded Books. The author opens with the following two quotes. The first is from The Theory of Moral Sentiments by Adam Smith. Though our brother is upon the rack, as long as we ourselves are at our ease, our senses will never inform us of what he suffers. They never did, and never can, carry us beyond our own person, and it is by the imagination only that we can form any conception of what are his sensations. The second quote is from the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. And now, Strange Affair.
Chapter 1. Was she being followed? It was hard to tell at that time of night on the motorway. There was plenty of traffic, lorries for the most part, and people driving home from the pub just a little too carefully. Red BMWs coasting up the fast lane, doing 100 or more. Businessmen in a hurry to get home from late meetings. She was beyond Newport Pagnell now, and the muggy night air blurred the red taillights of the cars ahead and the oncoming headlights across the road. She began to feel nervous as she checked her rear-view mirror and saw that the car was still behind her. She pulled over to the outside lane and slowed down. The car, a dark Mondeo, overtook her. It was too dark to glimpse faces, but she thought there was just one person in the front and another in the back. It didn't have a taxi light on top, so she guessed it was probably a chauffeured car and stopped worrying. Some rich git being ferried to a nightclub in Leeds, most likely. She overtook the Mondeo a little farther up the motorway and didn't give it a second glance. The late-night radio was playing Old Blue Eyes singing Summer Wind. Her kind of music, no matter how old-fashioned people told her it was. Talent and good music never went out of style as far as she was concerned. When she got to Watford Gap Services, she realised she felt tired and hungry, and she still had a long way to go, so she decided to stop for a short break. She didn't even notice the Mondeo pull in 2 cars behind her. A few seedy-looking people hung around the entrance. A couple of kids who didn't look old enough to drive stood smoking and playing the machines, giving her the eye as she walked past, staring at her breasts. She went first to the ladies, then to the cafe, where she bought a ham and tomato sandwich and sat alone to eat, washing it down with a Diet Coke. At the table opposite, a man with a long face and dandruff on the collar of his dark suit jacket gave her the eye over the top of his glasses, pretending to read his newspaper and eat a sausage roll. Was he just a garden variety pervert, or was there something more sinister in his interest, she wondered. In the end, she decided he was just a perv. Sometimes it seemed as if the world was full of them, that she could hardly walk down the street or go for a drink on her own without some sad pillock who thought he was God's gift eyeing her up, like the kids hanging around the entrance or coming over and laying a line of chat on her. Still, she told herself, what else could you expect at this time of the night in a motorway service station? A couple of other men came in and went to the counter for coffee to go, but they didn't give her a second glance. She finished half the sandwich, dumped the rest, and got her travel mug filled with coffee. When she walked back to her car, she made sure that there were people around, a family with 2 young kids up way past their bedtime, noisy and hyperactive, and that no one was following her. The tank was only...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?